Another poll question, as long as we're on LA, just hypothetical. This is just for a friend.
Okay.
Which team would you rather coach? The Clippers or the Lakers?
All right. This is, Doc Rivers, and I mentioned this yesterday. I didn't hear anything that there was validity to this. But I did want to mention that there are other news outlets that were saying that there's a possibility Doc Rivers could wait until the end of the season and LeBron would bring him in as the head coach of the Lakers. I didn't see anything that was factual with that. And then Doc Rivers came out and had this to say about his future with the L.A. Clippers, not the L.A. Lakers.
Well, I have a job, and the Lakers have a coach, number one, and I'm going nowhere. I can tell you that straight and up front. I'm going to be here until Steve says get out.
Okay. There were reports of maybe a 4-year deal extension worth $60 million here. Now, it was really important in my opinion, for the Clippers to keep Doc Rivers. Because if they lose him to the Lakers, if this would have happened, you've stung the Clippers because you've taken their coach. They have a really great young nucleus. But I'm gonna hurt the Clippers. I'm going to help the Lakers. If I would have been able to get Doc as the head coach of the Lakers, maybe free agents would want to play under Doc Rivers. I'm still concerned. I would be concerned of what free agents want to play with LeBron in this environment right now. Because there was a quote that said Doc wasn't interested in the Lakers because, quote, LeBron does not want to be coached. Let that one sink in. So you're going to bring in a puppet government here as the coaching staff of the Lakers, or it might, be that impression here. Is Tyronn Lue coming back? Is Brian Shaw going to be the head coach? What about Jason Kidd? But how much coaching are you going to be able to do with LeBron James? And if I'm Doc Rivers, I got something going on here. I really love the future of the Clippers. I got Jerry West in the front office. I don't have any drama. I got a great owner. And you're the boss. Doc is able to coach a team, a young team. He's likable, and maybe you still get Kawhi Leonard, who would want to play with this young team with this veteran coach, a proven coach. So if the Lakers had gotten Doc Rivers, that would have stung big time in a couple of ways. You take him away, and all of a sudden, maybe you got free agents who want to play with Doc Rivers. We're so desperate for news at times, and so desperate for news that involves certain newsmakers, and one is LeBron. So this one started to catch fire, and then I kept saying, okay, I want to wait till the NBA, like the guys who break news. If Woj says this, or Shams, those who we trust, if you start to hear, when somebody says I'm starting to hear, I'm hearing that, okay, that's just a rumor. But what happens sometimes is those who say this and how they say it, their phraseology here, that's where it gets to be a little bit more dangerous. Jay Glazer saying, hey, I'm still hearing Odell Beckham Jr., you can have him for the right deal. Now, he didn't report it. He just said you can have him for the right deal. They got it from somebody, but that turned out that there was more validity there. So those who break the news, and that's what their job, until I hear from them, and maybe the Lakers, I would have kicked the tires on Doc Rivers. Absolutely. If I could get Doc Rivers, I would have, you want to come in? It's going to cost me $15 million a year for 4 years. Come on in. Because now I got LeBron's coach for the, probably the rest of his career. And we can decide what we're doing with this roster. Kobe Bryant came out recently and said, hey, if I'd give up these younger players to get Anthony Davis, I'd do that in a second. All right. I don't even know if you're getting Anthony Davis. I don't know if there's a coach you can bring in where free agents are going to go. I don't know how many of those coaches exist where a player goes, I want to play for him. All right. How many of those coaches are there? I mean, the Knicks are banking on David Fizdale being somebody that he's a player's coach. All right, we're going to find that out. I don't know which players are going to go there. If Kyrie and Kevin Durant go there and it's part of the reason is Fizdale, then great. I don't know how many coaches there are now where these players go, I'd love to play for Steve Kerr. I don't know if I'm tough enough to play for Popovich. Brad Stevens seems like a guy you'd want to play for. And I'm sure there are other coaches down the road, down the line here. You know, the Pacers with Nate McMillan certainly are playing hard with Nate McMillan. Budenholzer with the Bucks, has done a great job. But, there are only a couple of coaches. But Doc Rivers would certainly be one of those coaches that would be very, very attractive. Yes, McLovin.
It's interesting. We're talking about the Angels and the Clippers, but will they always be the B teams in that market? I feel like everyone I know from LA it's always just like the Nets are the B team to the Knicks. Can a B team in a city ever become the A team?
Well, the Jets were for just a moment, and the Jets might be now for the next couple of years. Like the Mets are always going to be the Mets of the Yankees. And what you do is you sort of rent the city. You don't own it. The Yankees own it. Dodgers own it. And they'll eventually get it back. The Giants own it. The Jets may borrow it the next couple of years. But no, it's a Laker town. It's a Dodger town. Even the Clippers, if they have success, I guess if they won a championship, you don't own it. You'd still be renting it, but the rent would go up. The White Sox, they won a title, and the Cubs hadn't won, and it's still a Cubs town.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.